My name is Ryan, and this is a story of how I went from having nothing to having everything. I was born into a world where hunger wasn't just a feeling, it was a way of life. A tiny, broken-down shack in the worst part of the city was the only home I knew. My mother worked as a cleaner in wealthy homes, scrubbing floors while rich kids played with toys I could only dream of. My father, well, he spent more time in bars than at home, drowning himself in alcohol and debts. Every day felt like a battle for survival. While other kids went to school, I was out on the streets, begging or stealing just to get something to eat. I remember one night when the hunger became unbearable. I tried to steal a loaf of bread from a small store, but the owner caught me. He slapped me so hard that I fell to the ground. "If you want food, earn it," he shouted. That moment stayed with me for years. Despite everything, I never let go of one thing: observation. While others saw nothing, I saw patterns. I noticed how people moved, how they reacted, how they expected things before they even realized it themselves. At the time, I didn't know how valuable this ability was. One evening, as I wandered through a crowded market, I saw a street magician performing tricks. The way he controlled the crowd, making them believe in the impossible, fascinated me. People threw money at him as he amazed them. That night, I found an old deck of cards in the trash and started practicing. I had no teacher, no guide, just pure instinct. Within weeks, I was on the streets performing simple tricks, earning just enough to buy food. But I wasn't satisfied. I wanted more. I started studying people closely, not just their hands, but their eyes, their reactions. I learned that real magic wasn't about tricks. It was about control, about making people see what you wanted them to see. I started creating my own illusions, things no one had ever done before. The small crowd grew bigger, and one day, a well-dressed man named Mr. Collins stopped to watch me. He wasn't just impressed, he was fascinated. He owned one of the most exclusive clubs in the city, where only the rich and powerful came to be entertained. He invited me to perform there, and for the first time, I stepped into a world I never knew existed. A world where people spent thousands on a single night just to feel something extraordinary. At the club, I didn't just do magic. I controlled the room. I learned how to read people, how to make them crave the mystery of my illusions. My name spread fast. Invitations to private parties, luxury events, and high-profile gatherings flooded in. My earnings skyrocketed. The boy who once stole bread was now dining in five-star hotels. I bought my mother a real home, one where she didn't have to worry about the rain leaking through the roof. I cleared my father's debts, though I never saw him change. The same hands that once stole food were now shaking hands with celebrities, politicians, and billionaires. One night, standing on the balcony of my penthouse, looking at the city that once ignored me, I realized something. I didn't become rich because of luck or hard work alone. I became rich the moment I understood the power of perception, the ability to make people believe in something bigger than reality. People still ask me how I did it. They expect a simple answer: talent, luck, connections. But the truth is, I became rich the day I stopped seeing the world as it was and started shaping it the way I wanted it to be.